All right. Welcome to Looking at Flags with me again. We're going to be giving them ratings out of 10, and I'm excited to see who we got. We're going to start off with the Bahamas. Very unique flag. It looks like the Palestine flag, or like Sudan or Jordan. It looks like it's got the same thing going, same general shape, but the colors are what set it apart. The Bahamas flag is very unique in its color scheme. It kind of reminds me of Barbados. The blue and the yellow and the black. It works very well for Caribbean countries, and it embodies what a flag should be. It should represent what you think of when you think of the country. Like, you look at you think of not Barbados. You think of the Bahamas. What do you think of? You think of blue water. You think of the sun. And what do you got on the flag? You think you just got the azure water represented by the blue, and then you have the yellow. It's a good flag. It's a good flag. It's very unique, and it's in those colors, which is really what sets it apart on the international stage. It looks good. Very easily recognizable. Probably one that many Floridians are associated with when they vacation over there, or I guess any Americans in general, but it's a very easily recognizable flag, very simple, and that's what a flag should be. So, Bahamas, good job. You get a 8 out of 10 for that one. Good flag, Bahamas. All right. Now we have a goofy one. This is Bosnia, and as goofy as Bosnia is, they came together with Herzegovina. They put their differences aside, for the most part, and they came up with a pretty interesting flag, very unique. Doesn't look like Croatia or Albania or Montenegro or Serbia. Sets it apart. It's a good flag in that aspect, that it's unique. That's what a flag should be, unique. And they kind of did like a Cyprus thing here, where they decided maybe we can put like the shape of the country on there, because you look at Bosnia on a map and you're like, that looks like a triangle kind of. So they sort of did that. They gave a super generalization of the country's shape, which I think is pretty cool. They got the stars going diag. It's okay. It just looks a little bit goofy. I mean, look at the star there. One of the stars is literally cut in half. And I think that's the only country that has done anything like that, cutting a star in half. But it's unique. So for uniqueness and that, the colors work, and it's got a triangle, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Pretty okay flag. Solid. All right. Now this is a unique African flag, because when you look at African flags, what do you see? It's dominated by yellow, green, and red, the Pan-African colors. But this is Botswana, and they decided to be unique. They decided to make a good flag. I'm not saying that the Pan-African colors don't make for a good flag. It's just, you look up at, like, say Guinea. All the countries around it have a very similar flag, and it's kind of hard to tell who's who. So Botswana, they decided to do something completely different, and it's one of the very few African flags that utilizes a lot of blue, which makes it really stand out. But it's got the black and the white in the center. That looks very good, very clean. It's so simple, and yet it's super recognizable. I look at that, I'm like, oh, that's Botswana easily, because it's so unique. And that's what a flag should be. Something simple and unique that says, hey, I'm this country, and I'm awesome. And that's what the Botswana flag says to me. But very good flag. Very good flag. I'm going to give this flag an 8 out of 10. Very solid. Moving on. All right, this is probably one of the more well-known flags on planet Earth. This is Brazil. And Brazil utilizes a diamond shape, which is not at all common in the international flags of the world. Look at it. It's a diamond. And that makes the Brazilian flag very recognizable because hardly any flags use the diamond shape. But the green and yellow also stands out because not very many flags use green and yellow in the quantities that Brazil does. Most of them being in Africa, and they also have red, so you're like, oh, that's African country. You might not know which one it is, but you know it's an African country. But Brazil, they got the cool big amount of green, big amount of yellow, and then they have the blue circle in the middle. Very cool, very unique. I think it's the only country, I could be wrong, that has the yellow, or just a diamond, and then a circle inside the diamond, which I think looks so clean. More countries should definitely use that. There's so many opportunities for countries to use the diamond because hardly anyone uses a diamond. So if you use a diamond, you're going to be easily recognizable. It looks good. It works well on a flag. Might be a little bit biased coming from an Arkansan, but diamonds on a flag, pretty good way to go. I think it's Delaware, the only other American state that has one. Maybe New Jersey, I don't remember. But good job, Brazil. Very recognizable, iconic flag. Brazilians love it, they wave it everywhere. And that is a staple of a good flag. Do the people like it, and do they fly it? Brazil gets a big yes. So Brazil, 8 out of 10. Now, this next one, this is Brunei. And Brunei is a very small country, not well known. Many Americans probably have no idea what is this. This is Brunei. And Brunei is a tiny little sultanate, or they had a sultan. Don't check me on that. I'm not really sure as to their current form of government, who their executive is, but historically they've been a sultanate, and that's how I learned of who they were, is they had a sultanate sometime in the past that decided to buy a lot of Rolls Royces, and he had many of those. But that's how I learned about it way back in the day. A little fun fact that some guy from Brunei had a bunch of Rolls Royces. So that led me to do more research and into the history, which I have very clearly forgotten. But tiny little country, I know they use oil. They like their oil, and it makes the country very rich relative to, say, other southeastern countries like Thailand or Vietnam. These guys don't have much population, so that wealth can trickle down a little bit more effectively than, say, Vietnam, who's got like almost 100 million people. Brunei. But aside from just random Brunei information, look at that flag. It's a good flag. Yellow, black, and white. Pretty cool color scheme. And they got their cool red crest in the middle there. Looks sick. Makes me think, this nation's got money. And they do. So, good flag. It looks good when it's flying. I've seen pictures of it flying out in the wild. I've never seen a Brunei flag actually in the wild, but it looks good. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty solid flag. Pretty solid flag. Very recognizable if you've seen it before and you know what it is. But today's flags were pretty solid. So, Brunei, Brazil, Botswana, Bosnia, and the Bahamas. Good solid group of flags today. I'm excited to continue moving through the B's, see who we got next. But today's flags, very solid. Thanks for watching.